Now over here is one of the original water holding facilities of the whole area. Now the water is coming down from about 2 miles up the road, and we're going to go visit that area. And this was built by somebody in, I think, the late 1800s, so that way the Scott family could survive. Back when we bought the property, my son and one of our managers, who's a mason, they came in and they replastered the interior and to see if it would still hold water, and by golly, it does. When we came here, a lot of this old equipment was here, and so we've been able to transform it. This is now art. We have a lot of fruit trees in here, and fruit does really, really well. It looks like they are doing some work here, so we will back up, he's going to back up. So right now we're trimming our trees. They have to be trimmed every year to keep them healthy, and to really, if we don't trim them, we get a lot of dying branches, and again, that's not good during fire season. I'm going to park over here. So he can get out. Let's see here. So this is the Scott house, one of the original homesteads of the whole area. And it was owned by the Scotts, 4 generations of them in the late 1800s. We remodeled it, but tried to keep it as much in the vein that it was. But my son lives here part-time, and he helped us during COVID get this ranch cleaned up, so he loved this place. And so that's why we let him have it. He comes up and this is his retreat, so to speak. When the mini horse sanctuary came in, we cordoned off his area because he has a dog, and we don't want them mixing in with the horses. But we ended up being able to make a nice area, a nice garden for him. He's got fruit trees and flowers, and it's just nice and peaceful over here. Let's go see if he has grapes. If he does, I've got some bags in the car that we can bag them. Ah, okay. So you see right here the grapes? Wow, look at, he's got some up here. Let's see. A little tart still. We have acres and acres of wild grapes throughout the ranch, and for the most part, the wildlife gets them before we do. All right, there's an avocado tree. This looks like this is some type of stone fruit without any stone fruit. Same with this one. Oh, wow, okay. These are Anna apples. They're gonna get about this big. They're kind of a tart, sweet apple. We have a bunch of them up at the main part of the ranch, and our biggest problem is our dog Muesli, who likes to eat the apples. Taylor, when he comes, he usually brings friends, and they usually sit out here and have their breakfast or their lunch. They'll bring their laptops out here. It's just a nice place to be. It's so peaceful. And that's usually where he pulls in because it can get hot. And so they get the shade of the trees to keep their trucks and cars cool. All right, well, we're gonna go and sneak into my son's house. He's a pretty good sport about it. Let's just hope it's clean. That's always the problem. So he owns a gym called Gym Tonic LA in the Los Angeles area. And he practically lives in the gym, so his old apartment, he brought a whole bunch of stuff over, and that's what you see here. But this used to be the outside. They had an outside kitchen and living room, and so we just built it up. And this was the outside kitchen, but it's now his bedroom. So if you want to go in, you can see all the stonework. Where that window was is where actually it's not a window, it's a bookcase where that used to be a pass-through for water and such. There were rocks, like this big rock, which you can barely see right now, in here, so we had to build around the rocks. One of the things that the lady had who lived here, who was the hoarder, were tons and tons of ammo boxes, probably 100 ammo boxes. So my son, Taylor, he used it to make little cabinets. So here is one. He has medicine cabinets that he's made with them. So this used to be the entrance. And because my son has a dog, sometimes he likes to keep the dog in this area. So he took this old door, that was the original door, and he cut it in half to make it a Dutch door so the dog could stay out here and he could be inside. All right, so as you walk into Taylor's house, this is his kitchen. This used to be basically a little living space here, and so we brought in the cabinetry and actually turned it into an actual modern kitchen with a dishwasher, refrigerator, pantry, stove and oven. He's got a lot of stuff in here. And you walk into here, and this is his main living space. And what he wanted for this living space was to live here with this big, beautiful fireplace and mantle. So he comes here, you can even cook using this. This is where the Scott family used to cook. A lot of the stuff in here that you see for the logs and everything, that was here. We just found it in the dirt, in the bushes. So this pulls out to a couch that he can have friends sleep on. If you come down here, this used to be the barn. And I'm really sad because when we first got here, everything was cordoned off with these little engravings that would say, like a picture of a cow with the cow's name on it, the horse, the goat, the pig, and it went into here, which is his bathroom. And so the barn ended here, and there was a door where this armoire is over here. So this is actually my son's now bathroom with 2 sinks, washer, dryer, shower, basically everything that you can need. And then this here is quite interesting. This opens up and this becomes, I don't know how to do it anymore. You pull this out and this actually becomes a queen size bed. My son normally uses this as his office space with beautiful views, but guests stay here, they stay here. Let's see, did I get all the lights? Let's see, I never know these lights. Again, a lot of the stuff like these lights, we found on the ranch. Now, some of the things like this table, my son took from our antique store, the Antique Galleries of Palm Springs. So he's able to get stuff that was here and use stuff that we had in our own store. And all these lights and such, we just found here. They're kind of cool. Just needed some cleaning up. We also found the tractor seats and such. So we made a table that my son can sit out here, have coffee in the morning, look at the beautiful views. A lot of times there's just cattle everywhere. People ask us why we put down all these wood chips. Well, this is from after, it's mulch from after Hurricane Hillary. We had to take out a lot of trees that, and pick up a lot of trees that had been washed away. And so we chipped them and we are using them here. It keeps the moisture in, but the other benefit to it is it keeps the dust down. Now, I don't think you're gonna find anywhere in this area with a root cellar, but we have one and it's been here for years. Back in the day when this was the only place here, they needed a way to store their wet and their wet smoked food and to store their vegetables and their canning, things that they couldn't leave out because there wasn't refrigeration. So they built this root cellar here. And we're gonna go take a look inside it. And one of these days we should probably make some sort of a handrail. But again, all of this stuff was built before anybody had a permit process or codes. And if you look, it goes back pretty far. My son uses it for just storing things. A lot of times he has his vacuum cleaner and such. But I don't know if you noticed it, Bishop, when you came down here, definite change in temperature.
A lot cooler for sure.
Mm-hmm. So this really helped them survive. It was pretty smart of them to do this. And I would say very difficult because you're digging under rock. You're not digging just dirt. This is granite and rocks and all sorts of things. So this must have taken them quite some time to do. See a dead mouse over here that probably tried to get in. So we hide the modern technologies before we go through the gate. This is the HVAC on his mini splits, and there's the water purifier behind us. Let's see here. Here it is. Now we're just gonna come over here and do this through the fence here. This is the smokehouse. The Scots built this. We had to add a door because the door was in bad shape. But this is where they used to smoke all their meats. And they did a wet smoking, from what I understand, and a dry smoking. The wet smoking, they would put in the root cellar. The dry smoking was like a jerky, and they would hang it in the house or outside the house. For their food. But back in the day, there was plenty of cattle, there were plenty of deer, there were plenty of jackrabbits, so meat was not an issue. They were able to get plenty of meat. During the summertime, down in this area, it would be mostly jackrabbits. All right, this ends this portion of our video of our lower ranch and our middle ranch. We hope you liked it. But we also hope that you look us up online and decide to come visit us in person. So we'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye. Thank you again.